Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So what we're going to be doing in this series is comparing some of the budget artist grade pencils. So those pencils that have been targeted to be better than, student school pencils, but classified as, by the companies as artist pencils, and more towards that adult colouring and the hobbyist artist. So these are not going to be the ones like our polychromos and those kinds of pencils that are geared towards professional artists, but those ones that are looking for those artist quality pencils. So they are, we're going to be looking at the prices that they are, and I will be looking at them from an Australian perspective. Okay, because a lot of the videos that are out very much focus on those availabilities in other countries such as the UK and the US. This one's going to be looking at what can we get here in Australia and what are the prices for them within Australia, because they can be very different to those overseas. So the first one I've got here in front of me, you can see that I've got a list of pencils that I'm going to be reviewing. First one that I have swatched is the Creative Place, the Aldi version of pencils. So these are the ones that come in a tin that look like this. I have already done a video review on these pencils, so if I will link that down below of this video, and you can go watch that, which provide a bit more in-depth of the review there. I just didn't want to go through it all again, but what I will do at the end of this video is put a speed through of me doing the swatches and so forth. So it comes in a tin like this. It is a hinged tin. They came in a plastic tray, and inside it had a list of the colors. They were not in order. I put them into an order that I like. The pencils themselves look like this. So they are black barreled, hexagon in shape. They have a color dipped end that is closed, and they have a name on them. So that is how the pencils themselves look. This has been swatched, so when I've swatched them, you can see here that I've got two different types of swatching column. I've got straight cartridge paper or printer paper, just regular everyday paper, and I have also laid down a strip of the drawing paper, or the paper that I like to use. It's a little bit more toothy, again targeted towards artists and so forth. This is what I print a lot of my colouring pages onto. Okay, so this is a Canson drawing paper. It is a medium tooth paper, and it is 110 GSM. And yeah, so that's what I have put a strip down there as well, so that we can see how the pencils work on both the everyday paper as well as artist paper. I thought that would help, with that comparison. Okay, so that is the Aldi Creative Place. And what I'm going to do now is go on to the first set of pencils, which is the Staedler Ergosoft. So this is the 36 set. Now this, I am very lucky. This was sent to me by a subscriber who I now call a friend. And she sent me these, which was such a lovely gift. They are made in Germany, and they're triangular in shape, and they have anti-break resistance. So when you open them up, they have already been opened and sharpened by the previous owner, but they weren't getting used, so they got sent to me, which was fantastic. And you can see here that they all have an individual code number, which allows me to swatch them out. So I've kept them in the order that they are on the tin, which works well with the order that the Aldi Creative Place order was as well. And I will do that for the rest of the pencils. I will try to keep them in a similar order so that we can compare pigment, lay down, all of that across the page. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to swatch through these pencils. I'm just going to lay it over to music so that you don't have to listen to me talk, and we'll come back at the end of that. Okay, so you can see here that I've laid down the swatches. Now, the Ergosofts are not as soft, ironically, as the Creative Place. They are a harder leaded pencil, which makes a lot of sense in the fact that, you know, they are designed to be anti-breakage. We've got a nice range of colours, a lot of blues. When you compare the blues here with the blues over here, we've got a few more blues. Not as many as the greens and the browns, but you know, there is a good range of colours going through here, quite similar to the Creative Place. With them being harder, the pigment doesn't lay down as intensely. They are a pencil I would encourage to layer, and I think they're going to give a softer overall look. So that is the swatches. Okay, so what we're going to go on to next is the comparison. So I've created this little comparison page. I've already done the LD Creative Place collection. So what we've got here is with LD, it's $9.99 Australian for 36, and the claims are they're high quality pigment for studio performance, 3mm lead, fine tip hexagonal shape for good grip, blending, depth and shading is what they say that the pencils will perform as. I've done a layers, so the amount of layers that I could get across before I started to feel like it was not really putting much pigment down with each pass. So I've got about 18. Remember, this is a toothy paper, so I'd expect to be able to get a number of layers from the pencil. I've also done a quick little swatch of the white, the yellow and the red over black pencil just to see how opaque the colours are. And I've done a colouring. So I've kept this colouring. This little picture is from Joanna Basford's Flourish free download book that she put out during COVID. So it is available for anyone. I just took the little mushrooms. I thought they were cute. Okay, and what notes I've made about the Creative Place, remembering that you can go and have a look at the full video that I've did. It's color coded with names. It is a bit crumbly on the toothy paper. So as you work on the toothy paper, you definitely feel the pigment breaking off the lead. And it's similar in feel to Black Widows when you're laying it down. So it's very much got that feel of, you know, an in-between kind of range. It's not as soft as Prismacolor. It's not as firm as Polychromos. It's got a Black Widow kind of feel to it. So that is our LD Creative Place. So what we're going to look at now is how does the Ergosofts compare, okay? So this is where the kicker is, okay? This is a big kick in the guts for us here in Australia. To get the 36 Ergosofts in Australia, we're looking at approximately $50 to $55, which is crazy. Okay, you can get Prismacolors and all for similar prices. So it is in a way, when you look at it in Australia, it is not budget friendly. These are not a budget range of pencils, which is quite, I think, surprising to a lot of people from overseas, because these are more targeted within normal stores overseas. Their claims is that we've got brilliant colors, we've got the anti-break system and an ergonomic triangular shape. Okay, the notes that I've got so far is that they're colored barrels with number code. Okay, they are a harder feel pencil and they layer, they feel like a layering. So I'm going to go in just like I did up the top, and I'm going to go in with a yellow and a blue, and we're going to start looking at how many layers that we can get. So as you can see with these two pencils, as I was layering them, the pigments didn't meld or mesh well together like the Aldi's did. It was kind of like they were resistant to blending together or layering together. And after I got to about there, it kind of just didn't feel like it was worth layering anymore. I couldn't see any further blending happening as I was laying over the top of each other, which is kind of surprising. I have used these pencils regularly, and I've managed to get some layering, but I've never really tried to mix a color together. So I think these, when you're blending these together, using ones that are in the same kind of tone is probably going to be your better option. Okay, so let's have a look at the white on the black. So there we go, we've got the white on the black, yellow, and the red. So we can see here quite quickly that these have actually worked much better on the black paper than the Aldi's have. So I think they've got a more concentrated opacity of the pigment. It's just maybe with the development of that that hardness or whatever, the pigments just don't seem to mush together very well. So there is that. So the notes that I've got there is it seems really good on dark backgrounds, and opposing colors do not layer well, do not blend layer well. So what I'm going to go off and do is I'm going to colour this mushroom in a similar way to how I've done the one with the Aldi pencils, and we'll come back and have a look. Okay, as you can see back here with this colouring, this is what I was talking about for. Using the opposing colours, it didn't blend well, it didn't layer well, but you can see when we use the same tonal ranges that they actually blended together beautifully, and you got this lovely gradient going through. The harder lead kind of helped push down the tooth of this paper, and we ended up building up that pigment to give a nice colouring. So if I bring it up closer, I'm gonna bring it up closer so you can see the LD one. So you can still see with what I've done, there's still some tooth there. I haven't pushed down all of the tooth of the paper with the LD because it's a softer lead. When we've got the Ergosofts, as I've been layering it, it has pushed down the tooth of the paper and blended it together to give if you're looking for it, a more smoother gradient between the colours. So that is where we're at with this one. So like I said, at the end of this video, I will tag on all of the stuff that I've done for the LD Creative Place swatching and colouring, just if you're interested in having a look. But I do encourage you to go and have a look at the review that I did, the in-depth review that I did covering all of the LD Create Place pencils. Okay, so that is the first of it. We are going to go on. I have bought a number of different sets. Most of them are 36 sets. I've tried to keep the variables as minimal as possible so that we can get a good comparison going. And we will leave it there. If you haven't already, please like, comment and subscribe. Let me know if you're enjoying this, and especially if you're from Australia, whether you're going to enjoy seeing the kind of pencils that we can gain access to easily. And yeah, and as always, remember, be kind, be strong, be a warrior, and I'll see you later. Bye.